everyone here have a passion for something. It could be art, it could be music, family, sneakers, show of hands. So if I could put projectivity into a tweet, pretty much we find a purpose for your passion. So maybe you're trying to figure out what to do with your music, or you don't know what to do, where to record, or you don't know any. Come to Projectivity. We can introduce you to dozens of creatives, people that are actively making it their career. Projectivity is the place to be. Maybe you just want to get started with something. You don't know where to go. We got you. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever feel lost, come to Projectivity. You won't be lost. Well, you'll meet DJs, you'll meet artists, you'll meet people that are painting the walls that you drive by every day. If you're trying to take what you're doing to the next level, Projectivity is the place to be.
So my name is Stefan. Why should you listen to me? Why me? So basically I work as a DJ. That's how I pay most of my bills right now. I also have an independent record label, but most of my money coming in is from DJing. So I do anywhere from a private party to a corporate party to a non-profit party, and that pretty much pays most of my bills and makes the most amount of money in a short amount of time, so that I could have the rest of the week to work on my craft, which is doing my rap and running my studio as well. So that's kind of some of the events that I do. Sometimes I get to meet cool people. If I was into sports, that would be a huge deal to me. That's Odell Beckham. But sometimes I don't even know who I'm meeting, so that's kind of cool too. So we're gonna get right into. Sorry, this is part of another presentation. We're gonna get right into the DJing aspect. Why would you want to mix two records together?
Something different. Make the party not stop.
That's one. So I want to hear from you guys.
Well, if you're trying to transition from one record to the next, that's like an easy way to blend the two records together.
Yeah. So why would you want to blend those two records together?
So smooth the transition?
Yeah, like imagine if you're at a party, you dance with some girl, some guy, whatever you're into, right? You're dancing with somebody, and the music just kind of stops, and then they put on the next track, right? That kind of kills the whole vibe. So you want to keep the music continuous. So we're going to define it as blending from one song to another, and I explain kind of why. It's to keep the flow going, right? So that's essentially, in its simplest form, that's what mixing is, right? So before we get into the mechanics of how to mix and what all this stuff does, we're going to speak about basic things. The first concept that you need to understand is tempo. So how fast or how slow a song is. And usually the tempo is going to determine the type of music that it is, or the type of genre. The tempo is also known as the beats per minute, or the BPM. And we're going to actually count it out. I'm going to give you an example of different tempos, and we're going to see how that relates to the genre of music. Clap. Now tell me, is this faster or slower? Is that slower, right? So do you think the dance song has a higher or lower BPM than the other song?
Higher BPM.
Has a higher BPM, right? If you were to clap and count how many times you clap in 1 minute, it would have more claps per minute or beats per minute than the other song. I call song A the song that is playing on the speakers. Alright? Song B is the song that I want to mix in and I'm getting ready on my headphones. Now for today, you're actually going to hear me mixing both of them. But normally, when you see a DJ doing this, right, they're getting the next song ready. So they could play one song out here and they could play another one only in their headphones so that you can't hear what they're doing to get ready for the track. Right? So song A is the song that's on the speakers, song B is the one that you want to mix in. So now this is why you came, other than learning how to scratch later. You're learning how to mix, so you're going to first match the tempos or the BPMs of song A and song B. Make sure that they're going at the same speed, otherwise they're going to be out of line with each other. Alright? Now, luckily the DJ programs, they literally have like a sync button, and you can just press the button and it'll automatically match the tempos. A real DJ might think that that's like, you might not be as professional, but you literally have a button to do that function for you if you're not as good at that one step. Then we're going to find the 1-1 of song B. Does anybody remember what song B is?
Song you can't hear.
The song that only the DJ is getting ready, right? So we're finding the 1-1. Remember we were counting it out before? And the 1-1 happens multiple times in a song, so it's up to you where you want to start the song from. But you find a 1-1 of your song B, and we call that the cue. You could literally set a cue point in your software. So all you have to do is hit a button and it'll always take you back to that point in the song. So if you know you're always going to mix in this particular record at this spot, that's the way to do it. Back in the day, you used to have a crayon, and you would literally put a crayon in your record and it would show you where the spot was, where your cue point was. Alright? So we match the tempo, we find the 1-1 of song B, and then we're going to play that cue on the 1-1 of song A while it's playing out loud. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes? No? Alright, cool. Then, once they're both matched up and they're both playing at the same time, we're slowly going to fade one out and fade the other one in. Okay? So those are the general steps. I'm going to put that back up when we're doing it. But basically, you're trying to get song A to match with song B. And if you get them to line up, they'll perfectly overlap each other. If they're slightly off, they're going to be slightly separated, and then you actually, there's buttons that actually help that. You can actually nudge the record forward, just slightly, and it'll match up sooner or later.